Happy Sunday. I wanted to hop on for a quick impromptu live. And when I say quick, really quick, because my phone has like 25% before it dies. So, hey, I'm Ellen Yin, founder of Cubicle to CEO. We are a media company elevating the financial footprint of women entrepreneurs through our podcast, digital programs, live events, and community, which we are so grateful for all of you for being part of, and just super appreciate all the love that we've been receiving today for our new branding. Hey, everybody. Hi, Ash. Hi, Laura. Hauser and Olive, Francis, thank you guys so much for hopping on. I just wanted to quickly share with you all the story and the meaning behind our new branding. Hi, Ellie. Hey, everyone, as you're hopping in. Let's see if I can actually paste this comment that I wrote. There we go. Okay, let me go ahead and just pin this comment. All right, so as I said, we celebrated today sharing our brand new logo and look with you all, and we so appreciate the love and support that you have been sharing with us on that post. If you haven't seen our new logo and our new branding assets yet, you will see it in just a second. I'm going to pull it up on the screen, but we do also have a post on our page where you can kind of swipe through and see everything yourself. So, by the way, what are your thoughts so far? If you're on this live and you have seen our new logo, I'm so curious, like, what words are popping into your head when you first see the visuals, I guess. We want to know what that first impression is for you, whether it's a feeling, an emotion, a specific word. Any and all feedback is super welcome. So go ahead and just drop that in the chat. I'm super curious to hear what you guys think. And let me go ahead and actually pull up some of these slides. So, okay, let's go ahead and first look at this piece. So as you know, this is our overall logo just in white, but we have it in all different colors. And this logo, it was kind of inspired by having a timeless look, like something that is, you know, inspired by what is in the past, like retro. It kind of has a retro feel to it, but really looking to add a modern, fresh twist to it. So it's something that we wanted to be timeless, to feel both familiar as well as kind of add fun and playfulness to it. Okay, Ashley, I'm so glad. That makes me feel amazing. Ashley said, and Ashley is a branding strategist, by the way, that we are so excited to collaborate with. You'll be seeing more of her face on Mondays on our profile. And Ashley, I'm so glad you said that it feels like a best friend. So that's kind of actually the vibe we were going for. Is when I was working with my brand designer, Christina, she was asking me, you know, like what kind of relationship do you want the community to have with the brand? And I was thinking, you know, to me, Cubicle to CEO, I want that to represent like the relationship you have with an older sister, like someone you really trust and look up to and appreciate advice from, but someone you also still find relatable. You know, it's not someone that feels like a distant kind of mentor. It's someone who you really have a close, deep relationship with, but who is, you know, a few steps ahead of you in the journey and able to give you that guidance that a mentor would. So, Francis said that they felt that the brand is simple and cool and gives a hangout vibe. Ooh, I like that, Francis. Thank you for sharing. Okay, awesome. So anyways, like I said, you know, the logo kind of is supposed to add a modern twist to a familiar retro kind of feel to create that timeless look. And we did add some playful elements into this. So as you can see, the cubicle word kind of hugs the CEO. We wanted to make it flow really smooth. The first version of this logo didn't have the letters connected, so the letters were all independent, but then we felt like it added a more elevated or classy feel when we were able to connect all of the letters together, so that's why it ended up looking that way. And then you can see like the E and the O has a little bit of a tilt, and the I this was all, you know, custom done by our designer in her, you know, her software programs that she uses. And so we kind of just wanted to add a little bit of what is it? Like something quirky, like a little quirky element to some of the letters, including the I and the E, just to, again, add that more playful vibe. So that's kind of the story behind the general logo. Let me go ahead and switch this out now with the colors to show you what else we were working on. Okay, here we go. So these are our new brand colors, right? And this is always the hardest part for me, honestly, when it comes to design, because I'm so picky. And I don't know if any of you can relate to this, but I feel like I have a very specific aesthetic where when I see something that I visually really resonate with, I immediately know. Like it's an immediate yes for me, right? Same thing when I see something that I don't like, it's an immediate no for me, but it's really hard for me to verbalize what that is, right? So I feel like, and again, huge shout out to Christina at Gem Creative Co. for being able to, oh, hi, Paya, good to see you. A huge shout out to her for being able to take, my mumbled like mess in my head and actually turn it into something tangible. But for me, it's like, it's much harder for me to describe what I want and much easier for me to see something and then give feedback on that. So we went through a couple variations of the color palette, and this was the final one we landed on. So we did still want to incorporate a pink in our color because pink is so central to our branding. It's been with us since the very beginning. It's the color that a lot of people think of when they think of our brand. And so we wanted to keep that piece of it and stay true to our brand identity in terms of color, but we didn't want a pink that is very common that you see in a lot of places. So, a lot of feminine brands, they have that very like kind of light, delicate baby pink look, and like that blush pink, or maybe like that deeper pink or a hot pink. We knew we didn't want to go that direction. So I'm really glad we landed on this salmon pink. It's still definitely in the pink family, but it certainly has a more, I think personally, I mean, I'm not a design expert, but to me, it kind of has that more like almost citrusy feel, like it better pairs with the other citrus family colors that we chose, like clementine and the Tuscany yellow. So that's kind of the idea behind the salmon. For the lavender, so this was a last minute addition because the lavender, originally it was this kind of like a aquamarine seafoam blue-green. And while it was a beautiful color, I just really felt like it didn't quite hit the nail on the head in terms of what we were going for. And, we do really want that inviting, playful, joyful look. That would complement well with the other colors because we were definitely set on the clementine orange and the Tuscany yellow. I loved those right off the bat. Thought they brought a great warmth and energy to the branding. And then I felt like the lavender was just that perfect, like cooler element, cooler color that really complements the rest. And I'm just obsessed with this lavender in general this season. Like even in fashion, I've bought so many things. I've seen it everywhere. Like, I don't know if you guys have been out shopping lately, but I went for my birthday a couple weekends ago and I was seeing this lavender color pop up all over in the stores that I was in. So definitely love that. Hey, Charlie, come here. My dog is scratching himself right now. Can you guys see him? Charlie, you can see his little ears poke out. Anyways, hi, Casey. Okay. Oh, Casey Creative. Yes, that's Kara. Hi. Hi, Kara. Thank you. Love you, friend. You're amazing. Okay. So that's kind of the story behind the colors. I talked about the colors. I talked about the logo a little bit. Let me share a little bit more of like the brand story. Let me see if I can pull up a different slide for you guys. Give me one moment. Okay. Let me see if I can find one that will showcase the other things I wanted to talk about. Okay, so I feel like this is a good one. So as you can see, there's a bunch of different versions of our logo on here. These are all actually, these aren't like iterations that we decided not to go with. These are actually all variations of our logo that will be actively used in our branding moving forward. So our primary logo is the one that you see at the very top, just that Cubicle to CEO, and that color combo, that salmon pink and clementine orange, will probably be our most utilized color combo. So that one's front and center. But what was great about working with Christina at Gem Creative Co. is that she gave us a bunch of different options for different use case scenarios. So for example, like the elongated Cubicle to CEO that's kind of more wavy, that's a great one to use when maybe we're like printing on an asset that is more, stretched horizontally and our logo needs to take up a little bit more space. So like that was an example of, something that we might use that for, or maybe at the bottom of like, let's say, webinar slides, right? We might use that version there. One version I really love is, if you look, it's on the, I don't know which side it would be for your screen, but on my side, it's on the right-hand side. It's the one that says CEO, and the Cubicle 2 is wrapped around in that half circle. So it's like CEO and then Cubicle 2. I love that one because I feel like it really places the emphasis on CEO, which is the transformation that we want to bring you into. And I don't know if I've actually ever publicly shared this story before, but basically, when I first came up with the name Cubicle to CEO way back in, it was like end of 2018, early 2019, it was kind of a description at the time of my own journey, leaving my corporate cubicle and becoming the CEO of my own business. But that meaning actually extends so much beyond just like leaving a physical cubicle and becoming a CEO in a business, right? For me, the idea, that transformation, that journey of cubicle to CEO is about removing the boxes that hinder and limit your life in whatever way that looks. That could be in your business, that could be outside of your business. It's any limitation that we give ourselves, that we trap ourselves in, whether it's our physical, like cubicle, like if you work in a job where you do feel trapped, or if it's mental boxes that you put yourself in, right? So it's about breaking free of those limitations and stepping into the role of CEO, of leader, of director, of your own life and your own business. And it's really more of that mindset journey, that mindset shift, as much as it is about the actual, becoming your own boss journey. So that's kind of a little glimpse behind, why that name became what it is in the first place. But I love that particular version of the logo where the CEO is really front and center and taking stage, because that's the piece of the name that we are guiding you towards, supporting you on, right? Becoming the CEO of your life and your business. So just wanted to give you a little backstory there. And then pursue what's possible is our new tagline that you'll see in a bunch of different variations. But on the left-hand side, you can see it in the arch. And arches are a shape that we really wanted to play with because we feel like arches are so timeless and classic and elegant. And in a lot of ways, arches remind me of, mid-century modern architect, or not modern, now modern, but like back then mid-century architecture, which is like my favorite type of home design. And I love how arches feel like windows into something beyond, right? And that's kind of, if you look at the logo mark on this page, I wonder if I could find a more zoomed in version. Actually, I will find one for you guys. Okay, let's see if I can do this real quick. Let me find a different version that's a little bit more zoomed in so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay, here we go. That's a little bit more zoomed in. So this pursue what's possible, right? This tagline came from wanting to really encapsulate, that's not the right word. Wanting to, I don't even know what word that I'm trying to say. Encapsulate, is that how you say it? Communicate. Let's just go with that. Wanting to communicate this idea of how mentorship impacts our lives. So I think so many of us, when you grow up in a certain environment, right, whether it's your family, whether it's the schools you attend, the neighborhoods you grow up in, where you go to college, if you go to college, the examples and the role models that you're surrounded by, that really shapes your world, right? And so sometimes we're not able to see outside of what we have grown up around, because it's not easy for the brain to visualize something that has never actually been presented to you, right? Like if you've never seen someone in your life start a successful business and create this path for themselves, it's very difficult for you to step outside of what you know and imagine that for yourself. And so that's where mentorship and communities and connections really make such a big difference in business. And it's also a reason that I don't really believe in the concept of self-made. Like, yes, there are people who are self-funded. There are people who create their own wealth that was not inherited, and that is so commendable. But I think all of us are really, we're community made, right? Like none of us get to where we get to completely by ourselves. It is with the support of mentors and peers and friends and people who believe in your dream and support you in your dream. And so I think, this idea of possibility is that we want people to see their own possibility, their own potential, and be able to really pursue that possibility beyond whatever circumstance they may have been born into. And that's why we are working so hard to make mentorship more accessible to everyone, because we really believe that when people are exposed to people who are doing amazing things and they're put into the same circles and the same rooms that these people exist in, even if it's a virtual room, even if it's digital or online, their energy and the work that they're doing in the world, it changes you, it impacts you. And so we want everyone to have that opportunity to pursue what's possible, whatever that possibility looks like for you. So that's kind of the story behind the tagline there. Okay, I see some great comments coming in. So Ash said, I feel like arches can also be bridges from one point to another, just like the name and mission. Oh man, that's such a great observation. I love that perspective. I've never thought of that. And Francis said, it feels like your arches like capturing something. Oh, capture is the word maybe that I was searching for that you're saying. Okay, yes, I get that now. Anyway, so that's kind of the story behind the tagline. The last thing I'll mention on this one is the actual, oh man, Christina told me what this is called. I don't remember what the design term for it is, but it's like the kind of like the icon, right? Like this staircase with the clouds and this and the sun and the shooting star. Like, what the heck does this mean? So this image is supposed to help you visualize this journey, right, of Cubicle to CEO. So the staircase is representing the journey that you are on of one step, one day at a time. And I think for us, like one thing that we get a lot of feedback from in terms of our students that are in our paid programs, as well as just people who consume our free content out there, like our podcast and whatnot, the number 1 and 2 most commonly used words that come up in feedback that we get is that our content helps people simplify their business and it helps create clarity in their business that they felt like they didn't have before. And to us, clarity and simplicity, like that's what's guiding you, right? To take that next step forward in your dreams. And that's our goal for you, is to provide you that next step, that next resource, that next connection, that next piece of encouragement that you need to keep going. So that's what that staircase really represents. And then the clouds kind of provide this like ethereal, dreamy vibe where, you think about like daydreaming, right? Like clouds in the sky. And when you have inspirational thoughts, like thought bubbles are kind of shaped like clouds. So that's kind of what that imagery is representing. And then the sun peeking out, that's kind of like showing you what's beyond the horizon. So again, this is all through an arch, right? So it's like looking out into the window of your life, looking through that window and seeing what's out there for me beyond there. What can I achieve? What is my possibility that I'm not seeing here on this side of the window, but I'm looking through and I see that sun peeking out. I see that optimism, that hope, that possibility, that warmth, that energy. And possibility and optimism are 2 core values that we really stand behind as a brand. And so that sun is, representative of a lot of those things. And then, yes, Francis, you nailed it. You are ahead of the game. So the shooting star is pretty self-explanatory, right? It is reaching for the stars. It is dreaming big. It is having those impossible dreams, but making them your possibility and not limiting yourself to anything in this world, right? Even if it seems beyond your reach, it's within your reach. And so that's kind of what this whole, this visual icon or image, again, I forget what the design word is, that's what this represents. So I hope that this kind of gives you guys a little bit more understanding and meaning behind our logo and our tagline and our colors and this logo mark and like exactly what we're trying to portray with this new branding. We are so excited to finally have this out into the world and to see it take shape in different ways. We have so many exciting new things coming to Cubicle to CEO over the next few months and years. And a lot of the new content series that we're going to be putting out, we haven't really seen done before in the online business space. So we're really, really excited to continue creating high quality content for you all and more of it. So if you are loving our branding, if you're loving the direction we're moving in, we would love for you to follow along with us and be able to access all the amazing content that's coming your way. So make sure you give Cubicle to CEO a follow, because not only do we have so many amazing things up our sleeves that we are going to be sharing with you, but also we are actively sourcing from within our online community amazing talent, amazing CEOs, amazing entrepreneurs and founders and creators that we are highlighting on our platform. So if you want that opportunity to be highlighted on our platform, there's so many different ways that we can collaborate and showcase you and your work and your business. Make sure you're following us, because that's who we're paying attention to, and that's how we're finding so many of the amazing people that we're featuring, as we're looking at who's following us and looking at your content and viewing that content. So make sure that you're following us so that we have the opportunity to discover you and showcase your amazing work and your amazing business. And there's so many different things I could say on that, but I'll leave it at that for now. I can't wait to step into this next version of Cubicle to CEO with you all. I'm so thankful for all of you who have been on this journey with me and my team for the last number of years. And here's to the future. I'm drinking water. Cheers to all of us. And I'm just so thrilled to have you here for the ride. So anyways, that is all. I'm going to wrap up this little impromptu live. Thank you for tuning in. And if you have any other questions about the brand, or if any other thoughts come to mind, feel free to leave it as a comment on the replay. I'll post this replay for you all, and I'll be around. I'll be looking at your feedback. So I